how do you build those relationships? I mean, to most people, this is a completely foreign concept. You know, you read in the newspaper or you hear through a connection that somebody has been exonerated. How do you build that relationship?
We reach out to people who have been exonerated, and we have contacts through state anti-death penalty organizations that typically know who the person is and know who their attorneys were, and have ways of getting a hold of these guys. And it's a process to build that relationship. People who have been sentenced to death for something they did not do are understandably and naturally not always very trustworthy or trusting of the people that they're in contact with once they get out because of what they've been through. Obviously, I think any of us would be facing that same kind of challenge. So it's a matter of cultivating a relationship over time. And we have a speakers bureau, but we don't try to recruit people right away to join that or to get out and tell their stories right away. The first thing is for them to try to somehow create as close to a normal life as they can after they've been through the hell of being on death row for something they didn't do. So it's a process, and it's in some cases a long process.
So you described the two roles of the two focus areas of the organization, one being the Speakers Bureau and spreading the word about what has happened to these inmates or ex-inmates, exonerees. The other thing that you do is you provide them with support. What kind of support, I mean, what sorts of things are we talking here? Is this monetary support? Is this psychological support?
We're not a social service organization, and from the outset we decided that we were not capable of providing really the necessary services that are unfortunately not available to these people when they're released from death row. The people who do the best are the ones who had family support throughout their ordeal, and they get out and they're able to utilize the support of their family and friends and try to create some type of life for themselves. But we recognized that it was unrealistic to get into areas such as providing housing and access to counselors and substance abuse counseling, that type of thing. It's just a monumental task. It is something we're starting to look into, how to create that, but we want to do it in a way that's going to be effective. The fact is that these people are spread out all over the country, and you can't really address all of their needs. And at the same time that we're an anti-death penalty organization and that we do want people out there telling their stories and working towards abolishing the death penalty across the country, it also became clear to me very early on in this that these people are people who do need some type of support. So at this point, it's still kind of an organic level of support where it's more peer support, where they're in contact with each other and they call each other on the phone, or they're in contact through email. And as I said, we have 2 gatherings a year where everyone comes together. And it's certainly not nearly enough, but it's at least a start. It gives them something to connect with that they can latch onto and be part of.
What's the size of your staff?
We have an assistant, program assistant, who is actually a Jesuit volunteer for 1 year, who's full-time, and we have Ray Crone is a death row exoneree who was the 100th person released from death row in the United States, and he's our director of communications and training. He works with the other exonerees. He's a liaison to them. He's a part-time staff person, and we have a development coordinator who does fundraising on a part-time basis as well.
So I'm hearing 2 or 3 FTE.
Yeah, that's about right, 2, and then 2 part-time, so.
For a nationwide organization serving, how many people are you serving at this point? I mean, I know you described 130 exonerees. How many people are you directly serving?
When you include family members and loved ones, we have about 100 members in our organization.
Okay. It seems to me that you might want to solicit some kind of support from any Nebraskans out there who are interested in your organization, Witness to Innocence. How would they be able to get in contact with you or your organization?
The website is witnesstoinnocence.org. It's all one word, Witness to Innocence. And our email address is witnesstoinnocence@gmail.com.
Okay.
So they can contact us through that.
Well, thank you. And also, for those of you that might just be tuning in, you can also go to www.nadp.net, and you'll also find a link to Witness to Innocence if you'd like to go through that route as well. NADP is Nebraskans Against the Death Penalty, those of you that might not know.